All right. Okay.
Thank you for joining the Windy City's #1 bus tour. The Chicago Rudolph tour. This bus will traverse the city, making stops at every major tourist site, including museums, historic downtown areas, and the famous architectural landmarks. Feel free to board and disembark from the bus wherever you wish.
Okay. So it does sound like your English is quite, natural. Okay. So I think you wouldn't have much problem using your English for part 2, 3, or the last part 5. But, with some of the words appearing on part 1, for example, Chicago, you had a problem reading this word correctly. It's Chicago. And it's hop on, hop off tour. Hop on, hop off tour. Okay. And the sentence ended here, right after the word tour. So you had to stop there, but you didn't stop, which means that you weren't able to make the right meaning phrase. Okay.
Okay.
And towards the end of this passage, the word architectural was quite challenging for you. Architectural, right? And the word disembark, or word historic was a little bit it wasn't precise enough. So when you were reading part 1, it sounded like you do speak English, but you have some difficulties reading some words, which mean that you would get around like 6/130 when you take the test. Have you taken the TOEIC speaking test?
Not yet, but I will participate in next month.
Okay, so what is your goal?
I'm not sure. I'll just try as high as I can get.
Okay. I think on your first try, you're likely to get level 6, somewhere around 6/140. But I think you would need to work on part 1, the first part, the reading part, and part 4, the chart. Because on that chart, some English words are provided, and you're likely to read some of the words, wrong. So you should work on those.
Okay.
Okay. But other than that, I think you should have no problem doing part like the picture, the questions, and the last one. Try your best. And if you have any question, leave a comment on the videos and I shall answer them for you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for participating. Bye-bye. Hello. What's your goal in TOEIC speaking?
My goal is to get level 7.
All right. So why do you need to get level 7 on this test? Why?
I attend a college and my college asked me to have this TOEIC test.
Okay. So in order to graduate, you need to get certain score level.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, it seems like you have no problem communicating with some people in English. So I think you should have no problem getting level 7. But let's check on some of your answers, okay? So I want you to actually work on part 2. So let's look at one of the pictures. And here, I will give you 30 seconds. And once the time goes down, please start your answer, okay?
Yeah, I understand.
All right, let's go.
This is picture taken in the park. There are 2 women in this picture. They are both wearing casual clothes and sitting on a bench. The woman on the left side is crossing her leg and looking at her friend, while the other is taking some notes on her memo, and she looks very calm and focused on her thing. I think they are having a good time.
Okay, all right. Now, Kai, when you were talking to me, your pronunciation was really good. But then all of a sudden, when you started talking for this question, you were getting a little bit tense. You were like getting tensed up, and your pronunciation was quite unnatural. Okay? When you said taking note, you said taking note. So the T sound sounded more like taking instead of taking. And when you said this is a picture taken at a park, it sounded like pak, not park. Park. Okay?
Yeah.
So I think, you were very natural when you were talking to me, but all of a sudden when you're providing the answer for the test question, you sort of froze up. So I think you just have to do it naturally. Well, let's try a passage for part 1.
Actually, I kind of nervous because it's my first time to talking to you.
Okay, you know what? Don't be. You don't have to be nervous. Just like, naturally, just I know it's not easy. I know. So just like, naturally try to read this passage, okay?
Welcome to Grand the opening of Grace Groceries. Our goal is to become the #1 vendor providing the finest fruits, vegetables, and meat in Oxford. For this week only, we are offering incredible deals on a choice of exotic fruits and desserts. Come and check out our offers today.
Okay, that was much better. That was much more natural. Okay, so you should just be less nervous when you're taking the test. And I'm pretty sure on your maybe second or the third attempt of your test, you shall get level 7. But make sure to speak naturally and try to make, more natural sound and pronunciation wise, because, we do get influenced by our mother language. And in your case, it would be Vietnamese, right? And, sometimes the pronunciation, it resembles to your mother language, which is Vietnamese. So I think you need to be a little bit careful with that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Hello, Nurim.
Hello.
All right. So great to have you on the show.
Oh,
Okay, so where in Korea are you coming from?
I'm from in Busan.
You're from Busan. Okay, so which part would you like to try? Parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any one out of all 5.
Question 3.
Question 3. You mean part 3, right?
Part 3, yes.
Okay, let's move on to part 3. I'm going to have you answer to the first question first. Okay, so when studying in college, do you think it is better to study alone or with others as a group? And once you see the timer go down, please start your answer.
I think it is better to study alone because I can concentrate it on my studies. Yeah, that's why I think it is better to study alone.
Okay, all right. It was very good that you kept on talking because it's very important to fill that time with English, okay? So you shouldn't stop, but you should just keep on talking to fulfill that time. Good. Now let's move on to second question. Oh, by the way, I can concentrate it. No, I can concentrate. The verb is concentrate, okay? So you have to use the present tense without ed at the end. Okay, moving on to the second question. What are some advantages for college students to live in a dormitory on campus? Go.
I think the college students to live in a dormitory on campus advantages are it is easy to...
All right, time's up, right? So, Nurim, this is what I was talking about. When you repeat the question too much, like too long of a question, then you eat up all the time and you actually lose the time to provide the real part of the answer. Okay? That's why I kept on saying you have to make your answer short because 15 seconds is not a long time. Okay? And it's very important when you're practicing to use a timer on your phone to time yourself because you have to check. You have to be sure that, you're providing the answer within that limited time. Make sure to use a timer. Okay, we're going to move on to the last question. Is which of the following would be the most important thing to consider when choosing a college to study? Group professors, location, and number of students. Go.
I think the most important thing to consider it would be good professors because I can concentrate on the all class and I can learn about the good lectures. So that's why I think the most important thing is good professors to choose.
Okay. See, I told you that you should keep talking when you're taking this test. Because when once you stop talking and when there's silence, it means that you haven't written your answer. It means it's blank. So you have to keep talking when you're taking this test. And the easiest way to keep on talking is to provide an example. Okay? So if you're a college student, you can talk about your school. You can talk about how there are so many good professors at school, so I can learn something from him, I can learn something from her. So I think, you know, having good professors is the most important thing when I choose a college, okay? So you need to fulfill that time. Just remember that, okay?
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
So what's your goal? What level do you want to get?
Level 7.
7.
I want.
I think you should have no problem because I know Korean's English level and your English is quite good. So if you work on it on our channel, you shall get level 7 soon. Okay?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Stop by anytime.